you brought up Bo Nix. Bronco fan is pissed. It was Pro Football Focus, right? They ranked every single starting quarterback in the NFL for this upcoming season, and they put just guess where they put Bo. Just
19.
Guess. Yeah, you saw it. You saw it.
I can't play dumb, man. I got to play real.
Yeah, they put him at 19, and everybody's like, what the hell, man? He's not in the bottom third.
We had that conversation just last week, Berto, where I thought he was without question a top 15 quarterback.
Yeah.
Wasn't that what I said?
Yeah, but would you have, 19 ain't that far from, you know what I mean? It's not that far away from 15. It's like 19's not that far from, it's only a couple of quarterbacks between him and the middle of the pack.
You're a bottom third quarterback in the National Football League, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what they're saying. Yeah. They're saying, matter of fact, I think it was right below, KJ, do you have that list? Is it right below Tua? I think Tua was 18 and Bo was 19. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I can't argue that Bo is a better, well, you could argue that Bo's a better quarterback than Tua.
Top 18, tier 1 elite, according to PFF.
All right, who is it?
Patrick Mahomes, 1, Joe Burrow,
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, and 4 is Josh Allen. Tier 2, high-end starters, the Super Bowl champion. Jalen Hurts, 5, Jaden Daniels, rookie. Jaden Daniels, 6.
Ooh, that's
that one twists. I mean, that's high.
Yeah.
7, Matthew Stafford. 8, Justin Herbert. What have you done for me in the postseason is my question. Tier 3A, there's a 3A and a 3B, solid starters who flash high-end play. 9, Jared Goff.
Yeah.
10, and this is where I really disagree, Geno Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. You're putting Geno 9 spots ahead of Bo, and I know the Raiders just handed that dude a new contract.
Geno was not good last year.
No, they handed him a 2-year deal, too.
He turned the football over last year. And then number 11, I also don't agree with this.
You know what? We've never talked about. I haven't talked to you about this anyway, and the brand new contract this player just got.
Talking about Geno?
No, I'm talking about Brock Purdy.
Purdy, man.
I'm talking about Brock Purdy.
So Purdy's number 11.
Like Geno's contract's whatever. It's a 2-year deal. It's not like, but Brock Purdy got 250, right? 256.
Top. So Brock Purdy is going to get. He's getting paid more than
265.
Do you know? How about this? Brock Purdy is making more on an annual basis than any current starting quarterback in the NFL that's won a Super Bowl.
Wow, see, that's crazy, but it's the league, right?
They had to. It's the market.
The Niners, you would have paid him, right? If you were running the Niners,
I would not have. I would have drafted Shedeur Sanders and let him walk.
Ooh, Coach Sanford getting spicy.
No, I don't think that Brock Purdy. It proved itself this year with Christian McCaffrey's injury, Deebo Samuel not being in form, George Kittle just fighting his tail off just to be on the field.
Mm-hmm.
That and without a great defense, Brock Purdy is not a raiser of boats. Why pay him as such?
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying, man.
And Kyle Shanahan, of all people, who throughout his career has never really depended on one starter, goes way back to the RG3, Kirk Cousins, and then he kind of moves on from guys and he wants to prove typically it's my offense, my play calling, my play design, not you, the quarterback, so I can do it with anybody.
Yeah.
Did it for a while with Jimmy G. Did it for a while with Trey Lance, just a short while.
Yeah.
And then he's done it with Brock Purdy. Why couldn't he have done it with a guy like Shedeur and draft him in the 3rd or 4th round and roll?
I don't know if that's good for your culture either. If you go to the quarterback and be like, hey, brother, thanks for the work. We appreciate, the playoff runs and all that kind of stuff, but get to stepping. We don't think you're good enough.
I think this past season was proof of concept for Brock Purdy.
Okay.
That he's not a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, and they're paying him right now like a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. And PFF has him at 11, and I agree that's a weird spot to put Brock.
Tier 3B after Brock Purdy starts with my guy Jordan Love at 12. Baker Mayfield 13, which I think he might be. I think Baker Mayfield's a better starter right now than Geno Smith and Brock Purdy.
Okay, yeah.
Based
I
off a 2-year sample size.
If they'd put him at 10. Yeah.
CJ Stroud 14. Kyler Murray 15. He had a better year. I think so too.
Yeah, I get it.
Trevor Lawrence 16. Dak Prescott 17, which is that a little low for Dak Prescott?
Yeah, but when we're comparing him to Bo, like those, so it goes Kyler, Trevor, Dak, and then Tua are all the quarterbacks right before Bo. But if I said, hey, coach, you can trade Bo Nix for Trevor Lawrence right now, or you can trade Bo Nix for Dak Prescott right now, or you can trade Bo Nix straight up for Tua Tagovailoa right now. Would you do any of those deals?
Nope.
Wow. So you do love you some Bo.
I didn't when he was being evaluated, but I like fit.
You're right. I take him
like
over
fit.
Dak and Tua.
Okay,
Trevor,
let's play the game right now. Let's
let's
have
play it.
our Shop Mazda text line 303-504-0925. Let us know what line of demarcation that you would say, I would trade for everybody above the line, but nobody below the line.
CJ Stroud, Baker. Now, for me, it's probably starts at tier. Oh, man, I don't know. I tell you what.
Would you trade Justin Herbert for Bo Nix?
I would take that trade. Yes.
You would take it.
Yes.
So that he is the number 8 rated player. Matt Stafford for Bo Nix, straight up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But that's because if you get Staff, I don't know. That's a Super Bowl contending team, isn't it?
He's also on the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
Right?
But
what about Jared
too
Goff? You're probably taking that. You're taking that trade.
Yeah, I'm probably doing that deal too. Yes. I can't believe I'm trading it. Yes, I'm doing that deal. How about but that's where the list ends, right?
Dude, Geno Smith, I would not. I want Bo Nix over Geno Smith. I want Bo Nix over Brock Purdy.
Yes.
Right now, it pains me to say it, but I want Bo Nix over Jordan Love.
Oh, that's your dude, man. That's your dude.
But it's about fit. It's about fit. It's about the franchise. It's about less than just who's the more arm-talented quarterback. Because I will say this. Jordan Love, if you were at training camp practice, he's more arm-talented than Bo Nix. Bo Nix is the perfect fit for Sean Payton and the perfect fit for the Broncos organization.
Yeah, I'd probably do that trade, but only because I love that arm, man. I love that. Launch me at 80-yarder, brother.
No, but
let's go, Jordan.
But that's not Sean Payton's offense, brother.
Yeah. How about Baker?
That's few and far between.
How about Baker?
I love me some Baker Mayfield, man.
See, it's sounding like this list is probably
all right. I'll tell you this,
correct though.
CJ Stroud. Would you take CJ Stroud over Bo Nix?
See, but
once
again,
rookie of the year, man.
Right, I know, but
he's been to the playoffs 2 years in a row.
If you make that trade, then you're just saying, is CJ ceiling higher than Bo's? That's the only question to ask because we don't really know since they're still so young. Do you think CJ's ceiling is higher than Bo? Or is Bo's?
I think CJ's performed at a slightly higher level already in both his rookie year and his second year than Bo did in his first year.
Okay. Kyler Murray.
I would not touch Kyler Murray with a 10-foot pole.
It's so crazy. Like he's got talent, right? He's got talent and skill, but it's tough, man, being 5'4".
He's tiny and he's a runaround quarterback, and Sean Payton doesn't want a runaround quarterback.
Here's
Trevor Lawrence. I would not take Trevor Lawrence over Bo Nix.
Really?
No, sir.
See, I think Trevor's been done dirty by playing in Jacksonville, and hopefully now the Jags are changing things, switching things up because they now have a couple of players that I really like on that team that I want. But Trevor's a good player, man.
My list right now, is. And just for me, because Bo right now is at 19 in the quarterback rankings according to PFF.
Yeah. Where would Sanford
I would take Bo over Tua Tagovailoa. I would take Bo over Dak Prescott. Myself, I would take Bo over Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
I would take Bo over Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I would take Bo over Jordan Love. I would take Bo over Brock Purdy and over Geno Smith.
Damn.
And that puts him at number 12.
Yeah. All right, man.
And that's what I said. He's a top 15 quarterback in his current situation in the National Football League going into 2025 season.
Does it take...
And my question is, can he become top 10? And I think he can. And I think that's what his sophomore year is going to be.
I think he can too, but I will say this. I don't think Broncos country gives a damn about top 10. They care about top 3. You know what I mean? Like... John Elway and Peyton Manning played quarterback in this city. That means if you're not as good as Mahomes, Burrow, or Jackson, we don't want you. You know what I mean? You better be in that top 3. Like they expect Bo to be up there with Mahomes, and obviously in the elite tier from PFF right now, you've got Patrick, Joe, and Lamar, and that's it, right?
Josh Allen.
Oh, and Josh.
And their tier 2 begins with the Super Bowl champ
like
that's
Jalen
been
Hurts,
in there
right?
twice.
Yeah.
He's been in that game twice.
Would you trade Bo Nix for Jalen Hurts?
No, I love Jalen Hurts.
How crazy is that, bro?
Wait, no. I would take Jalen Hurts over Bo
okay.
Nix.
I thought you were like, I'm
Dude,
taking Bo.
You can't argue with the Super Bowl champ and a guy that's been there Another time. And also you can't argue with what he did in college too. That's one thing that love Bo Nix, love his makeup, love the way he's wired. Perfect fit for Sean Payton. Still hasn't won anything really meaningful at the college or pro game. It's 1 year of college, of pro football. I get it. But he had, 5-6 years of college football?
Yeah, he was there forever.
Didn't win an SEC championship.
Yeah.
Never won an outright Pac-12 championship. And in the college football playoff, it never happened.
3 of the top 4 quarterbacks in the NFL don't have a Super Bowl. Josh doesn't have one. Lamar doesn't have one. Joe Burrow doesn't have one. Patrick's the only one who has one. So it's not winning a Super Bowl that gets you into that top tier. Like, what does Bo have to do to make the top 5, to break the top 5? And I'm talking about now. I want next season Bo to be considered a top 5 quarterback in this league. What did he have to do?
Drew Brees 2.0. Put up Drew Brees type numbers and have this team humming if you get into the AFC championship game, Bo Nix is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL with Drew Brees type numbers.
Okay.
And it's not, I don't think that's completely out of the realm of possibility. I really don't.
No. What do you...
Call me crazy. But, man, I'm not going to unsee what I've seen in terms of the young man's approach to the game of football.
Mm-hmm.
He's got physical attributes that are certainly above the line athletically. I'd say arm strength wise, he's at the line of demarcation of NFL starter. Mm-hmm. But it's the intangibles, man, that I think that's what's getting me to believe, and I've found out more and more as the year has gone on about his intangible traits.
Yeah,
and I think he's the perfect Wando here on the Shot Mazda text line. Coach, you turned into a homer all of a sudden. Yeah, I did, because I got more information.
Yeah, because of Bo.
And you know what I promise that I'll always do to my listeners is that I will do my homework. I will do my research, and I will be malleable insofar as new information comes in. The Combine and the Senior Bowl of last year, when Bo Nix was competing in that, were 2 really bad markers of data for Bo Nix. Is that the most important thing? No. The most important thing is how you play football. When it's 11 on 11, tackle live, not what you're doing in underwear.
Yeah.
And Bo Nix has shown that he can do that.
Yeah. I find it fascinating, the disconnect between those of us who watch Bo all season long and then the national media that still seems to think that he has to prove something over the next this season that he didn't make his mark last year, which I find crazy. And not only with the PF, like we were talking about the team, the players right above Bo, but the players that they have grouped with Bo, where they're like, these players are all basically the same. As Bo Nix, Bryce Young, J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, Michael Penix Jr. I was like, I don't know if he belongs in that category, man. Like, I don't know. Like, he doesn't belong in the top 5, but he doesn't belong with, J.J., a dude who hasn't even played in the league yet. And Drake May, I don't know what that disconnect is. Are we homers? Are we seeing more from Bo than is actually there? Or are these national people just being like, And the dislike of Sean Payton, nationally might have something to do with it as well, where people are just hoping that the Broncos have a bad season just so they can be like, see, Sean Payton sucks. This is kind of the way I was feeling about it. But